Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, you would expect the Orioles facing the Oakland Athletics would... I'm sorry. Not the Oakland Athletics. Surprised I don't call them the Philadelphia Athletics, because that's who they used to be. Now they're just the Athletics. Until the new stadium gets built, which is like 3 years from now. 4 years, even maybe. Wow. The Athletics not playing as well as they probably should be because they have a lot of young talent. And to a certain extent, yeah, far more talented than the Orioles. Which is surprising. They got at least 2 outfielders that look pretty good. They got, what's that guy's name? Kurtz and I want to say Rooker. Big mashing first baseman DH type guys. Do the Orioles have anybody that compares to that? No. Which is awesome. All Mike Elias and all his so-called geniuses. Whatever. The Orioles ended up losing the series. Won the first game, lost the second game handedly, and then blew the second game, which is about what I say happens with this team. Game where they win fairly handedly, game they lose fairly handedly, and a close game that they lose, they most likely blew it. As you can see, I'm on MassiveSports.com. Let's get to game 1. Athletics 2, Baltimore Orioles 3. Holiday 0 for 3 strikeouts. Interesting. Excuse me. Westberg 0 for Henderson, a hit and a walk. Rutschman hit 2 RBIs and a walk. Mountcastle hit and a walk. Hit an RBI from Mountcastle. No walks. Ryno getting the start in right field. 0 for Jordan Adams. Finally getting some playing time. Oh, he might get in a bat or something. Nope. Just there for a defensive replacement. No at bat for you. Again, dude can't catch a break. Mayo 0 for and a walk. Greg Allen, new center fielder. 0 for. Dylan Carlson, still here, still not hitting. 0 for. Mountcastle Rutschman with home runs. Henderson has stolen base. We got a double play in there. And finally, a really good outing from Tomoyuki Sagano. Weather changing slightly around here. It's a little cooler than it was a month or so ago. Sagano able to go a full 7 innings, only 91 pitches, which is pretty good. Does give up the 5 hits, but only 1 run, only 2 walks. His whip there is 1. That's fine. I mean, you would prefer not to walk anybody, and maybe the whip's under 1, but you'll take it with 4 strikeouts. Very nice performance by Sagano. Yanier Cano in for the 8th inning, does give up the 2 hits and the 1 run. And no strikeouts. I feel like he's still just not pitching enough. I'm curious, how many innings does he have on the season? 41. 41 innings. That's not good. I mean, that's 41.2. That is barely pitching more than a quarter, pitching 1 inning in a quarter of the games. Of course, that's if he stops today. Yeah, I mean, what's he going to get? Another 20, maybe, this year. So 60 innings? I mean, maybe. But I don't know. I mean, the rate he's going, he's getting about 10 innings a month. That's not good. How is that a good thing? That's a bad thing. From what, going into your season, he was going into this season, he was your primary setup man, and he's only going to pitch a third of the time. He's got to pitch. He has to pitch. He's a sinker baller. He can't go. 3 days is probably the minimum. Once every 3 days is the bare minimum. Any more than that, and that sinker baller, he almost has too much power in his arm. Whatever. I mean, Tony Mansolino, Brandon Hyde apparently know what they're doing. Let's go. Page load, dickhead. Keegan Aiken in for the save, his second save of the season. Pitching the full ninth inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. That's fine. Sure. Let's get to game 2. Let's call them Oakland again. They're not Oakland. They're not in Oakland no more. If anything, they should call them the Sacramento Athletics because, well, I mean, I don't know what the contract is with that stadium, but they're not going to be at their final destination for at least 2 or 3 years. So, again, if it's Sacramento, I don't know. Have they agreed to stay in Sacramento for the next 2 or 3 years? That's a good question. I don't know. I probably should know, but I don't. So, oh well. The Athletics 11, Baltimore Orioles 3. Oh yeah, take a wild guess of which game the Angry Ryno was at. Yeah, this one. Because this was Orioles Hall of Fame induction ceremony day. And Adam Jones bobblehead, which is right there. Adam Jones holding the pie, because that was his thing. And still, the Rejects couldn't muster anything. Though, I mean, I say that, but you think about all the starting pitching injuries. Bradish, Wells, Rodriguez, they're injured. Eflin's injured. They traded Charlie Morton. Who else, man? Suarez probably up ahead of Brandon Young on the list. And then you got Povich and Rogers and who the hell else is on this team? Dean Kramer, Kyle Gibson. They signed. So where's Brandon Young ranking there? The 11th or 12th option to start a game? That's kind of a lot. That's pretty far down on your depth chart. It's pretty far down. So, he's young. I mean, he doesn't pitch that well a lot of the times, but again, he's young. Of course, is this hurting his progression? So where do you like to throw out there, Mike Elias? Especially more recently when we're saying, where's Messiah? Where's Honeycutt? Where's other people? Well, I don't want to hurt their progression. Oh, I got something for that. Oh, yeah. Came prepared this time. At least on that one. The Athletics thing? No, didn't come prepared for that one. All right, back to the game. Holiday, 1 hit and a walk. Westberg, 1 hit. Henderson hit 3 RBIs. Vasquez coming in for defensive replacement late because the game was already out of hand. Ofer with his only at bat. Rutschman, Ofer. Mountcastle, 1 hit. Mayo, Ofer, 3 strikeouts. Jackson, Jeremiah Jackson, Ofer, Dylan Carlson, Ofer, Greg Allen, Ofer. This was not a good game played by the Orioles all around. They couldn't hit, or they hit in the first inning, and then after that, nothing. Nothing. 2 hits. Which, or I guess really 2 base runners, because what, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and a walk total. Well, they got 2 base runners and then Henderson's home run in the first inning. So, yeah, that's not good. Not at all. Very poor play. Henderson with the only home run. Geraldo, oddly enough, the only error. At a comebacker, come right, maybe not right back to him, a little bit towards first base, but absolutely a fieldable ball, and he scoops it up and then just drops it. Of course, watching it, I say between the Henderson and the Holiday ball plays, one of them's got to be an error. Because the ball hits him right in the glove. Hits him right in the glove, smacks their palm of their hand, I think. It's what it looked like from where I was sitting, and I do sit pretty close, which is awesome. And no, I'm not excited about the changes. And it just falls right out of their glove, and the runners are safe on that because you got to the ball, you got your glove on it, you just didn't close your glove around the ball. At least one of those is an error. I'm not going to sit here and try to say that they're easy plays, but again, you got to the ball. You put your glove on the ball. You just didn't close the glove around the ball. At least one of those is an error. And then another time, hot shot over to third base. Yeah, I mean, that's a hot corner, but the position of the third baseman is closer to the plate than, let's say, a shortstop or a second baseman. Westberg looked like he might have a beat on it, but of course, as soon as he turns to his left to try to dive or stretch out for it, he stumbles and unable to get it. Man. And I swear there were two balls that fell in front of Jeremiah Jackson. It looks like they only fell 3 feet in front of him. 3 feet is... I mean, you lay out for it, that's another 6 feet. I guess that's why he didn't lay out for it. I feel like he gets at least one of those, but it just doesn't, because he's timid, I would say. He's timid. Now, does he not want the ball to get behind him? Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it, because the balls were going more towards the right field foul line. They're going more towards center field, then he might lay out for it because the center fielder should be relatively close. So I kind of get that, but at the same time, man, like, you're right there. Brandon Young and the rest of the pitching staff not helped out by the defense at all. Brandon Young getting a start in this game, as I said, only able to go 3 innings, 74 pitches, giving up the 6 hits, the 6 runs, the 2 walks, the 2 strikeouts. 6 runs on 6 hits and 2 walks, that's kind of a lot. There were some big hits, weren't they? Yes, Rooker Langoliers with home runs. Yeah. I feel like for one reason or another, the Athletics have better younger players than the Orioles. Though at the same time, the Athletics haven't been that good for the past several years. It seems like they've hit better on their draft picks and developed better. And we're talking about position players. So it's not like Michael Elias was out there drafting a butt ton of pitchers. No, he was out there drafting a butt ton of position players, but somehow the Athletics did a lot better. Cool. Yammer Geraldo, first man out of the pen in relief of Brandon Young. Only able to go an inning and 2/3. Of course, he was a relief pitcher. Did that in 36 pitches, which isn't terrible. Especially since in those 5 outs that he was able to get, he gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned run. Though it was him that they actually charged with the error. So why is it not a error? I would never understand that. If it's the pitcher that makes the error like that, how is it still not an earned run? It should be an earned run. But whatever, it's fine. Only walked 1 and he struck out 2. It's not terrible. You know, I mean, you get that out and the game looks a little different. Corbin Martin, next man out of the pen, relieve Geraldo. So, all right, let's see, where was Geraldo? He pitched the full 4th inning and then 2 outs in the 5th inning. And so Martin finished off the 5th inning, then pitched the full 6th inning. Martin gives up 2 hits and the 1 run and the 1 walk, but strikes out 2, which is fairly nice. 29 pitches for him. Cade Stroud in for the 7th inning, pitching the full 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. He did 9 pitches. Somewhat odd that he didn't come out for the 8th, but that's fine. Grant. Oh, and we, during the broadcast Friday night, Kevin Brown, I think, was taking charge on this one. He mentioned that he finally got a correct pronunciation of the name. It is not Wolfram, it is Wolfram. Okay. However you like. So Grant Wolfram, pitching the final 2 innings of the game, the full 8th inning and the full 9th inning, does give it 2 hits, but no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Okay. Alright. Keep pitching like that. And this is one of the guys that's going to make the team next year. Geraldo, I don't know. Martin, I don't know. Cade Stroud looks fairly decent so far. I'm curious, what are Stroud's numbers on the year? I feel like Stroud has done fairly well. He's thrown 10 innings and only given up 2 runs. 2 earned runs. That's pretty good. 7 hits and the 4 walks, so whips up there a little bit. But so far, yeah, I feel like Cade Stroud has done pretty good. So maybe Cade Stroud and Wolfram are going to stick around. So maybe Cano trying to... Yeah, but that's about all we got to do left this season, right? Maybe get back some injured guys and try to figure out who the hell is on his team next year. That's what we're doing this year. Because it's over. Athletics are doing better than the Orioles. Yeah. Wonderful, isn't it? All right, let's get to Game 3, where they blew it. And no, we're not talking about the return of Scott Bluette. Athletics 3, Baltimore Orioles 2. Howdy, over 3 walks. All right. Westberg hitting an RBI. Henderson 1 hit. Rutschman over walked twice. Mountcastle over walked once. Jeremiah Jackson 1 hit. Ryno pinch hitting late. Of course, lefty-righty matchup nonsense. Not officially credited with an at-bat because he walked. So good for him. Pinch hit, walk. Nice to see. And then he goes in and plays right field. Alex Jackson start behind the plate. Hit and a walk. Greg Allen starting in starting in left field because who the hell was... Oh, Jordan Adams started in center. Greg Allen got the start in left field. Over with 2 strikeouts. Jordan Adams getting the start in center field. Over in his 2 at-bats. Mayo pinch hitting late. Hit and an RBI. How about that? Excuse me. Yeah. I think Mayo might make the team next year. I mean, you see what regular playing time in the big leagues is getting him. Now, sure, is the book not extensive on him, and therefore it's kind of tough to figure him out at the plate and get him out. Sure, when there's more of a book on a hitter, yeah, it's a little easier to get him out. Just look at Colton Cowser. But I really like his defense. I think his defense is much improved now. He also made the switch from third base to first base, and you can absolutely tell that he is a much better first baseman than he is a third baseman. I mean, you look at that play that he made. It was in Friday's game, where he jumps in the net like he's crowd surfing to catch a ball. Yeah, it's a good thing that net's there, because yeah, those people might have gotten hurt. Kobe Mayer's a big kid, but I mean, you catch an out, like or football season coming up, like your wide receiver diving in the end zone. And no, not dropping the ball like Des Bryant. Carlson pinch running for Mayo, then going in to play left field. Greg Allen moving over to center field, so I guess they like Greg Allen in center field better than Carlson. Okay. Carlson over in only 1 plate appearance. Jackson as an Alex Jackson with a double. Oh yeah, that's something they always talk about on the broadcast. It's how many extra base hits this Alex Jackson kid is getting compared to how many hits he has with the Orioles. Yeah, it's crazy. It's Alex Jackson with a double. He was the only Jeremiah Jackson. Actually, I don't know which Jackson it was. One Jackson here with a double and a Jackson here with a triple. I don't know which one was which. Mayo also with a double. Good question. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Let's click that button. Now, this is from a while ago. Let's go to game log. What was the hit? It was a double. 1 hit, it was a double. So, yes, Alex Jackson with the double and Jeremiah Jackson with the triple. Let's load the webpage. Let's just double check before I just keep randomly saying what these players got because I cannot remember. Yep, there you go. Jeremiah Jackson with the triple, Alex Jackson with the double. How about that? Good for them kids. Westberg with a home run. Henderson stolen base. Allen caught stealing. Yay. Was it this game or was it Friday's game where Henderson almost got picked off? Luckily, because he was on second base, they threw to third, and the third baseman bobbles it. So Henderson's able to get back to second base. I'm telling you, man, you got to rein these kids in. There's no reason for them to be giving away outs on the base pass like that. It's whatever. Keep being a terrible manager as far as I'm concerned. Cade Povich getting the start in this game. Excuse me. Very good performance by Cade Povich. It's a shame that the bullpen blew it. 6 full innings for Povich through 94 pitches. Does give up the 4 hits and the 1 run and the 3 walks, which we don't really like the 3 walks. He struck out 5. Overall, it's a very good outing, especially since he's what? This is his second outing off the injured list? Yeah, right, because he pitched the Monday in Philadelphia. That's fairly good. I mean, that's pretty good. You want to see progression out of this kid. Yanier Cano, first man out of the pen, pitching the full 7th inning, then 1 out in the 8th inning. No hits, no runs, does walk a batter, 2 strikeouts. All right, getting back to form here. Dietrich Enns. I'm not sure what his contract situation is. He is the guy that they traded the Tigers. And it was a separate trade than the Morton trade, which was weird, but whatever. Pitching the final 2 outs of the 8th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Okay. Excuse me. Keegan Aiken in for the 9th. 4th blown save on the year. Though I feel like some of those blown saves were earlier in the game. Or earlier in a game than, let's say, the 9th inning. But whatever. Yeah. Pitching the full 9th inning, Aiken gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Yeah. That's what happens when, the first guy, you walk. First man out of the pen. Or first man you face. Walk. Wonderful. We'll see if this helps Aiken or hurts him. I mean, there is talk with so much losing that it's going to hurt your progression. Listening, Mike? That's debatable. I guess it does depend on the person and, let's say, the coaching staff. If you have the right coaching staff, you can identify the mistakes, identify the weak points, and you can correct them. That's something that people do and people say. Yes, you learn more from your mistakes, or you can. Because, again, you can identify weaknesses and whatnot. But if you can't correct the issue, then it really doesn't help. Now, to a certain extent, Aiken is a little older fella than some of the rest of the guys on his team. I mean, I saw one of Rock Kubako's article is for longest tenured Orioles since Mullins is now gone. It's Mountcastle and it's Aiken. And yes, they were both acquired by Dan Duquette, who was their general manager before Mike Elias. And Mike Elias came in here in 2019. It's been a while for Aiken. So, can he handle it a little bit more than some of the other guys? Sure. I mean, Aiken came up as a starter and he was not very good. Moved to the bullpen when he's a lefty. We'll see. We'll see if he can bounce back from that. Because otherwise, who the hell is going to start? I mean, maybe Cade Stroud. I mean, not who's going to start. Who's going to close? Maybe Cade Stroud. Looks like he could close. Maybe. It's possible. Not sure Corbin Martin's really up to the task, but yeah, wonderful series. And now, actually, I guess the Athletics have actually played 2 more games than the Orioles. They both have 53 wins, but the Athletics have 67 losses and the Orioles have 65. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's get to some of these articles. The article here written by Rockabaka, and I wrote some notes. I'm going to start trying to take more notes because there are a lot of articles to get through and talk about. All right, who does Rockabaka talk about in this article? Eflin, Mateo, Sanchez, and Shelby. Eflin had some kind of shot. Was it the epidural? And that needs time to work, so no real timetable on Eflin. Mateo and Sanchez seem to be progressing fine. They should be getting closer and closer to ready to go. Looking around the early September mark. Is it Shelby or Selby? Oh, it's Selby. What did I call him? Shelby? I think I called him Shelby. Selby not progressing as quickly anyway. Probably looking more towards the middle to the end of September. So he may or may not pitch the rest of the year. Maybe. Alright, now so the next article. This is a post by the Masson staff. Orioles signing Greg Allen. It does not have a move to get him on the active roster here. It may have been Brujan because I saw something where the Masson staff mentioned Brujan gets claimed by the Braves, I think it was. Other posts here by the Masson staff. Infielder Ryan Mountcastle, outfielder Jordan Adams coming back to the team. Mountcastle reinstated from rehab assignment and injured list. Jordan Adams straight from AAA Norfolk. Colton Cowser 7-day concussion list. Tyler O'Neill 10-day injured list. I'll get through some of the injuries before I talk about that. I got something for Mike Elias there. Because he's a damn liar. Alright, this article here, written by also Rockabako. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, alright. Talking about Kyle Bradish and Maverick Hanley. Maverick Hanley just starting his rehab assignment, so it's good news for him. Kyle Bradish, in his most recent outing, he threw 69 pitches. Okay, so Bradish is getting up there. I feel like usually the rule of thumb, at least for this organization, is when a starting pitcher, gets up to around 75 pitches, is when he's going to come back to the team. Now, is it 69, not 75? Or maybe it's 70, I don't know. It's somewhere between 70 and 80. So I don't necessarily think that he's going to come back like this week. I think the Orioles will give him one more start down there in AAA, see if we can get up to 70 pitches. And then he'll be up the week after that. Hopefully. Crossing my fingers. Maverick just started, as I said. Okay, this article here, Rockabako, talking about Albert Suarez going to start his rehab assignment somewhere between Tuesday and Thursday. I mean, Tuesday or Wednesday is what we're thinking. Or what Rockabako is thinking. And nothing's for certain, but Suarez is at that point where he can start doing a rehab assignment. Article here, also Rockabako, talking about Tyler Wells. Tyler Wells up to 52 pitches. So not as far along as Bradish, but he's getting there. So Bradish, I'm thinking as far as timeline, it's a rough guesstimate. Or educated rough guesstimate. However you'd like to think of it. Bradish probably one more start in the minor leagues. And Wells probably 2 more starts in the minor leagues. So we're looking before timeline right now before the end of the year. Before the end of the month, which is a good thing. That's awesome. All right, now here's something for you, Mike Elias. This is the reason here why you just put another 2 outfielders on the injured list. Another 2. Cowser and Tyler O'Neill. So right now, what? You have none of the outfielders you started with? Except for Carlson. Carlson did not start the year on the team, did he? No. Yeah. No, how about that? No. Still no Vance Honeycutt, who is tearing up AAA right now. Oh, it'll hurt his progression. That's not what it is. This is the reason. The rookie eligibility. This from MLB.com. The rookie eligibility rule definition: a player shall be considered a rookie unless he is expected unless he has exceeded any of the following thresholds in a previous season or seasons: 130 at bats, 50 innings pitched, 45 total days on an active major league roster during the championship season. Championship season is the regular season plus playoffs, excluding time on the injured list. A player must have rookie eligibility to be considered an MLB for any MLB rookie awards. And you as an organization would like your rookie players or your younger players to be considered a rookie at the start of the year as opposed to the end of the year. Because if they bring in these guys up now, that'll be more than 45 days on the roster. So you as the organization get awards and rewards for having rookies in your club. Like you'll get draft picks and whatnot. And also for having rookies making your roster, you also get compensatory picks, such like that. So this is why. Yeah, it's not about development, nothing. We'd call up Vance Honeycutt and he would sit on the bench. Not if you played him. I mean, think about all these other idiots you got roaming the outfield out there now. Are they lighting the world on fire? No. So why would Vance Honeycutt not get a majority of the at-bats? He would, because as far as anybody can tell, the rest of these assholes ain't worth a damn. You don't have Vance Honeycutt and Samuel Basallo up here because you want them to maintain their rookie eligibility for next year. And full disclaimer, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Because, yeah, it is wasted on this season. At least at this point. So that's fine. It's fine with me. What I have a problem with is you're not telling us. You're making up some other story or excuse and giving that to us. So basically you're lying to us. I don't like that. I don't like that. Why would I like that? Does anybody really like being lied to? It's debatable. It's debatable. Yeah, so that's the reason. But the good news is, when would 45 days be? Because I looked at the schedule. Oh, we'll look at the schedule. Speaking of the schedule, the last game for the Orioles is scheduled September 28th? Really? I always thought they went 1 or 2 days in October. That's odd. Okay, so if the Orioles are eliminated at the end of the season, then their championship season is over. Right, so that should count that way. So 28 days. So potentially we could see these guys, maybe Basallo and Honeycutt. I'm not sure if there's anybody else. The last week of August. It's possible. Maybe we'll see one of them the last week of August, and then when the rosters expand September 1st, you see the other one, and then another pitcher. It's possible. I mean, you might as well bring these guys up here and get them a bunch of at-bats just for the experience. Because honestly, you look at, especially the way your outfield is right now. I mean, even when Tyler O'Neill comes back. Start Honeycutt over O'Neill. Who gives a shit about O'Neill now? I know it's tough to deal with injuries, but it's Tyler O'Neill's MO. You really want to pay the guy $16 million to play what? Half the season? You'd like to keep him around, but if he's not going to be healthy and you have an out of the contract, you're probably going to take it. So, who gives a shit whether he plays or not? Who cares? Nobody cares. If anything, they might try to stretch out his injury shit. Just so they don't have to bring him back. It's possible. It's possible. But we'll see. We're talking 2-3 weeks by then. So, or 2-3 weeks out. All right, let's get to the actual upcoming schedule and get the hell out of here. Today, Monday, off day. Yeah, so weird. You got an off day Thursday and now you have an off day Monday. It's stupid. Stupid. And the Seattle Mariners come into town for a 3-game set. Tuesday's game scheduled 6:35. Monday's game scheduled 6:35. Thursday's game scheduled 1:05. Then off to Houston. No off day. So you're going from Baltimore to Houston with no off day. But yet you're staying here for 2 home series and you have... Jackasses. You could stop doing things like this. You could. Don't give me that nonsense. You could. You just didn't want to. Uh-huh. Alrighty then. So that's going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for Friday, and I will discuss the series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Seattle Mariners. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.